July, everyone. Okay. Hopefully you're celebrating as hard as Ted Cruz was on Twitter this morning. God damn. Anyways, let's get into it, okay? And look, if you're new to the Moon Train, for you to get everything out, and even if you're old and it's still not jiving, look, go through this so that you and I speak the same language. We've had members for years. We have our own, not only culture, but language that we communicate in. Okay? So if you made the choice to jump on the Moon Train, go through this so that you can follow along. Now, let's just do a quick recap. Last week we had sniffed out this 21 that I haven't read cross over the 50. Okay? Same as March 2023. Okay? That's why, here, you see, we knew that we were gonna rip higher. Now, last week was an exceptional week. We did over 115 on the port, but even in this stub day ending week, we managed to beat that. Okay, last week I said the market doesn't top until the weekly comes really close to the Bollinger Band. Let's look where we at. We've actually managed to pull that over. Now, do I think that the market could smoke some more crack and go to this bottom trend line? Sure, but you know me, when it works, it works. Last week I posted this in the Moon Notes, okay? This is July, these are Fridays. I am looking, just, you know, to make things clear here, gang. I'm looking for a top next week's Friday. That's where I will finally buy puts. Why? Because I can afford it. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna buy puts 1 week out. Okay? I think that because Trump hasn't signed the bill yet, the market makers juice the premiums. They're gonna catch a gap down. That's the bear trap, and we're gonna go higher, which is another bull trap, bear trap. Ding-a-ling-a-ding-dong. Okay, why am I not surprised? Even though I did get a little bit excited and shop a little bit in the day, it's because this yellow line here, not to be confused with the FOMC line, so we're gonna change that to just orange. This, we need to revisit this. It's a failed target. If this holds, mark it on your charts, we're going higher. Now, lucky you, we have a new target. Came in after hours on Thursday. Okay. We have a phantom print up to there. Yay, my alerts work. So, looks like Monday is gonna be the low, according to the sports calendar. If you do not know what the sports calendar is, it is a 30-year ES chart. Okay, works better than most seasonal charts. And as you can see here, we played that. We're gonna buy this dip, and we're gonna play that. Okay, then we're gonna hold puts for a week. Then we're gonna fucking scalp SPX, and then we're gonna rip it into August, and we're gonna buy the August low. Okay, now obviously all of this works itself into the shit show, the economic calendar, the narrative, blah blah blah. But before we dig into that, let's take another look here. what's actually going on. So you're printing a candle here over the Bollinger Band, and you should have Bollinger Bands on, not only for the daily, but if you have a port to scalp, that's your best friend, right? Still in this linear, we can technically pull all the way down to even 6,000 if shit hits the fan here, and still go up. So look, you got a golden cross here. Very, very bullish signal. What does that mean? Well, short term, it means we're due for a pullback, even though it's a bullish signal. What do you mean? Well, look here. Here's the death cross. It's so slow that we had already put in the bottom before the death cross. Then we put in a higher low and we ripped. So we're gonna probably, with the same logic, put in a higher high. That's that 627, 628 in the next week. Maybe. All of this is speculative, by the way. But we've done pretty fucking good. So we caught this whole thing of the daily, right? So at some point, probably midweek, this is gonna test the daily 9, have one more pop, and then come down. And obviously, the collar is the collar's right there. So it will come down to here in Q3. And that's where you want to have money that you've made with scalping to fucking long in the end of the year and retire and not be a pussy. Okay, what do I back that up with? Well, here is just shoot. Here's last week's trades. Why is it doing that? Come on, we don't need it that big. Here's last week's green open and closed trades. SPX banger on Monday, SPX banger on Tuesday. We traded this Apple contract, we'll get into that. And obviously that SPY call was absolutely mammoth. And what we were trying to do was replicate the prior week's 614 trade, okay, that ran 1,250. Okay, so these are all open and green, open trades closed green, and I don't want anybody at this point in the game to be crying in the fucking chat that your play didn't go because you didn't put on a stop loss. Like, don't let a trade go red. Sure, you can, you know, if you're scaling into a play, like I will take a lot of starters. Time goes on, price holds, they might decay it, the move hasn't played out. Yeah, I'll average in. But don't fall in love with the play. Old wise saying. So, as of right now, because it's tracking so well, we're going off of this, right? We caught the rip into July. We caught the dip. We caught that. We got another dip buy to buy to get to here. Buy puts a week out and then start accumulating for a rip into August. Okay, we're gonna be tracking this. There's also another model though that I want to bring to your attention. Okay, because I do have a fractal that says all-time high again in September, which is this one. Okay, let's take a look at that. And that we're gonna kind of talk Model A and Model B from here on out, right? Why? Because again, shit changes all the time, right? Let me show you a fractal here. Do I think this is possible? Probably not. I'm more a fan of this scenario at this point. That can change too. So we're gonna chase it because we got another print. 128 or 628, right? So what will we be playing? Well, look, last week while we were ripping, something really stood out, and that was meta, right? There's no difference from 748 and 717. They clearly saved the premiums, right? Here's a fractal that shows the high. It says to buy July 9th bottom, rip it up to new highs, and then you chop. And that, in my opinion, is way more likely. Now remember, the people that came in to buy the dip here didn't do it unless they were promised lower taxes that will be delivered here at any point in time when he signs the big beautiful bill. They also want to ensure that they get a big bang for their buck. So that kind of says it all, meaning we're waiting here for him to sign. Meanwhile, Bitcoin, there was a whale. He's been sitting on $1.5 billion worth today. Bitcoin, he bought at fucking a ridiculous low amount. That's kind of sending shockwaves through here. So what are we gonna do? Let's just wrap up this plan right now. We're gonna be buying the dip for one more week. Then we're gonna be kind of gay and buy puts for a week, okay? But we are going to not put ourselves at risk in case it does that, which it can totally do. Now, as of right now, the trade deals are sneakers, magnets, and rare earths. At the same time, you've seen an inflow into IWM. Can run all month, right? Nasdaq, I'm not even gonna pull up a seasonality chart because it doesn't really matter. Because tech's gonna be strong anyways. But we're here. You saw that we've been VIX trading a lot. Volatility will pick up. It usually does this time of year. Okay? Again, saying that, having been around. Overall, please, this is a warning to you. You have to make money in the market. Why? Because, as I've said for a long time, the dollar's going to 82. Okay? I've said that since we topped out here in January. Look at the decline in your wealth, in the relative strength. So you need to like focus in on what you're sucking at and what you're good at and make it count for the next 6 months while we got the train still going. Because who knows what's gonna happen, but where it's going right now, it's not gonna be very pretty. I don't care how much more spending they increase and this and that. Fact is, people are losing jobs. It's all the jobs added are in government. It will change the face of America. So we're gonna be smart and we're going to capitalize on that and set ourselves up. JPM on Friday was absolutely killer. 300 is obviously going to be a huge resistance. Now, once bank starts coming down, this is of course my number one short. I'm not saying it will, but whenever these do tend to sell, they sell big and cannot be ignored. Okay, they usually like to trade in a trend and stay there for a while. Okay, and this has propped up the market tremendously, so we got to keep an eye on this. Okay, big time. I don't really care about oil. I mean, look at that manipulated chart. We have a OPEC plus meeting this week, and they're probably under instructions to fucking put out more. They completely scrapped the idea of the 10-year here, in my opinion. But nevertheless, the NAMO, even though we're close to the top, this has potential to go, right? We have not reached 70 on the RSI. This is completely set up. It will have a pullback on Monday, and then it'll probably go. So tech names is what I'm looking at next week. Obviously, we played them last week, and it was absolutely wonderful and fantastic. And we're gonna keep playing the same ones. Number one for me is Meta, in case it makes a cup. We have time to get up there. That's why I'm using 720s and 740s. Meta is going to be my number one. Now, if you've traded Meta with me before, you know it's completely irrational, and you just got to catch the moves. It'll show you in the morning if it's going to run. If it's not going to run that day, it's not going to run that day. And how do you know? Friday or Thursday, prime example. Fucking rips, sells. Okay, so look at these IB sessions here. Here it tells you I'm not gonna do shit this day. Again here, I'm not gonna do shit today. Just follow me here. You'll see it. Not gonna do shit today. Not gonna do shit today. You'll see it. It's like it lets you know if it's gonna run. Nah, because Meta, you want, like, you don't want this. You want a $10 move straight out of the gate, big time. Here again, not gonna do shit. It's that opening candle on Meta. They either hit it or they don't. Okay, and that's what you want to catch. Otherwise, you're just bag holding. Okay, it's very difficult to trade, but when you hit it, beautiful. All right, here's the example I wanted to show. Fucking hell, man. Where are you at? There. Like, it'll let you know straight out of the gate if it's party time. Okay? And the best is to catch it at open. Okay, so that's the number one. Nvidia, we've now traded this up to 160. We had 160s. We bought 160s last Wednesday here, and then added to them. They were awesome. I still think Abgo 280, I've been talking about that for a while, is in play, probably end of the week. So what am I getting at? I'm getting at they're gonna decay these premiums. They had some fun on Thursday. They're gonna go again. Okay, Hood, one of the best calls ever. We started trading it at 9. It hit 100. Hopefully that one guy bought when he asked me last year when it was at 24 what he should load. I think we were here at 24. Hopefully he held on to that. But here you can see it. Old drawing. Cup, pullback, handle, boom. What happened? BABA. Now HSI was down. I did take some BABA just because it touched the 200 and because we got these freaking trade deals. It could be a pop or it could be a drop, but in my, you know, it's been coming down. It could have a move. I'm not in it big. MSTR, we traded this. Very, very nice. It's still in play, although urge caution here, even though it's in a giant bull flag because of that Bitcoin order that was sent through. Microsoft did get the 500, ha ha ha. Now Tesla, look, he's out here on 4th of July saying he wants there's not a better day to talk about a fucking third party. You got a golden cross. I would think that because the EV mandate now disappears, that there's gonna be a rush to buy Tesla in Q3. But it's not like high on my priority list. What is high on my priority list, since I still have Mr. Ghost Candle to 215, is Apple. And all of a sudden, after absolutely sucking ass for a whole quarter, just cause there's interest for Apple. So, we've done nothing on Apple. Next pullback, I'm loading those 215s again. I want them cheap for Friday, okay? Because we do have a ghost candle on it, 215. Target hasn't hit 1465 is not 215 yet. So Meta, Apple, okay? As far as SPY, look, the lower this goes, the cheaper the out of the monies are. Load them. I think best case scenario, you have one more week, okay? I've now laid out that plan, and that's what I'm going to execute next week, okay? Let's take a quick look here where the gamma might be sitting. And look, if you're new, I trade a lot of SPX. If it smells like a trend day for me, I'll take SPX in the money, ride it open, let it rip a little bit, whether it's 30 or 60 or 90%, I'll take it and then roll up, okay, with a stop loss on. The DEX is still bullish. Where the fuck are these? Here we go. All right, so what's it gonna be? It's gonna be the 7th. Yeah, we're probably gonna open down here, right? 8th. Whew. Big pull down on Tuesday to 610. That goes with the seasonality chart I showed you at the beginning. Wednesday is the 9th, right? Shows a big wall at 635. Wouldn't that be something? Thursday then shows that zone as a bottom. Friday 7-11. Big. So maybe we're in for a Thursday high. We could be in for a Thursday high. Keep that in mind. But obviously, if we're loading the dip, yeah, we might even try Thursday. That makes sense if we top out with the tariffs, okay? Now, let's take a look, because next week is a complete doozy as far as economic data. Monday, nothing. Tuesday, you got that, whoop-de-doo. And that could be spicy. That's gonna be a big change in my opinion. Wednesday, you got this tariff day, right? Anything can happen. You also have FOMC minutes. As far as FOMC minutes, look, everybody knows Powell's on his way out. They're not gonna cut in July. Gonna be probably later this year. Whoever's the next Fed chair is gonna fucking go to zero, literally, just to pump growth here. Thursday, some Fed speakers, nothing big. Friday, same thing, nothing. So the economic calendar is a complete doozy, because the week after that you have CPI and yada 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 yada. So that's the plan. We're gonna be scalping a lot. Don't get fucking killed. Do not give back gains. Don't get frustrated in the chop. This is still in a downtrend here. I've been talking a lot about volatility compression. Anyways, guys, I'll be live on Voice, open and close, and then post in the chat if I do something. I've been trading a lot, as you saw from the trades the last few weeks. Not looking to do the same this week. I am looking to load those SPY out of the money calls for cheap as I can, as much as I can for one move. Okay? God bless and have a great weekend.